There are some issues that rise above partisan politics, where the stakes are simply too high not to work together. The three of us come from different parts of the country. We come from different political parties, and we connect with different communities. And while we knew one another prior to our work with AIPAC, it is because of AIPAC that our friendships have deepened.
We come here for different reasons. As a young boy, I watched the first Gulf War unfold on the nightly news. My father's a Vietnam veteran, and together we watched Israel face nightly missile attacks. My father explained to me that the role of the Patriot missile was for us to help defend our friend and closest ally in the Middle East, and that America always needed to be there to defend his friend, Israel.
Each of us took our first trips to Israel with AIPAC's Education Foundation. We found inspiration in a country that mirrored our American values. Professionally, the trip was eye-opening for me. I visited Israel just as I was preparing to run for the State Assembly in New York, and the opportunity to meet and connect with political leaders in Israel was invaluable. But personally, the trip was transformative. In Israel, I stood by the Sea of Galilee, read aloud the Sermon on the Mount. As a Methodist minister, nothing compares to the reading of those words in the very place where Jesus had spoken them. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled.
You see, our moments of inspiration are different. My father was a civil rights activist. His passion, his determination, taught me a lesson that I have carried with me my entire life. When people have a thirst for freedom and justice, they can and will achieve incredible things. That's what inspired my decision to sponsor legislation in the South Carolina State House to divest our state's pension funds from doing business with companies doing business in Iran. It's also what inspired my good friend Michael and I this past summer as the Democratic Party debated its platform to gather 60 leaders in the African American community on a letter reaffirming our party's commitment to a strong U.S.-Israel relationship.
I came back from my trip with a resurgent desire to find my Israel. At 24, I founded a leadership organization in Gainesville, Georgia, that works with at-risk minority youth. Inspired by my trip, I worked to shift that group's focus back to the community where those kids came from, erasing miles of gang graffiti from neighborhoods to help those kids understand that they needed to have pride in where they live. Traveling to Israel inspired me to seek a greater role in helping public awareness about the challenges we face to protect our friends and interests abroad. Earlier this year, I was humbled to leave my position as the senior strategist for the Republican National Committee and be appointed as special assistant to United States Secretary Rex Tillerson. By joining the administration, I help execute the nation's foreign policy and strengthen America's relationship with a country I love and I respect, Israel.
From entrepreneurship to political organizing to deepening my faith as a Christian, AIPAC and AIEF changed my life forever. Traveling to Israel made me a better legislator, a better activist. It helped me to understand that as a leader within my community and the Democratic Party, I have a responsibility to support America's friend and ally, Israel. And much like Ashley, I recently stepped up into a new role. This past February, I was elected a vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. Regardless of party affiliation, I believe we must unite to heal and strengthen our ties, because the world needs us to be unified for positive progression, not political rhetoric any longer.
The New York State Legislature, the State Department, CNN, these aren't calm places to work. but because of the bonds we formed, we are a fellowship of friends who join together in a common cause. There's just 3 of us up here today, but there is a community of African American leaders who could stand here with us. Places where people of differing political views and faiths come together are hard to find these days. But you know what? We found it here, together, at AIPAC. Thank you.